Welcome back to the Little Customs YouTube channel, guys. Today I have with me
Landon.
And we are going to do a Q&A on the 250, specifically on Landon and him building it. So these are just going to be more directed towards Landon. So the first question I have for you is, what was the highlight of this build?
In 2 days when we finish it.
What's today's date? October 18th. That'll be the highlight?
Yes. Just be good to see it done.
Yeah. You don't have like a favorite part?
It's just cool to watch it all come together, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. But I am, because I'm the most excited for finished product.
What was the hardest part of the build?
The parts and everything are like hard to get back for powder. The hardest part was dealing with powder coat.
Yeah.
That was the hardest part.
I mean, genuinely, like, what would you say would be like overall the hardest thing out of all of it? With powder? It could be anything.
I mean, dealing with people who powder coat was hard, and then there's just a lot. None of it's hard, it's just tedious.
Right.
Careful with powder coat.
And you're a perfectionist.
Maybe.
So if it's not right the first time, it goes back again. And if it's not right, it goes back again until it's perfect.
Until at this time, because we actually.
Okay, so you would say like just dealing with other people, and
I mean,
if you did it all yourself, it would have been done faster.
Powdering?
All of it. Just
yeah.
all together, if you had just been able to do it all yourself.
I mean, I'm not no powder coater, but
you could learn.
Yeah, so it wouldn't be faster the first time probably, but
over time.
If I did it, yeah. If you want it done right, you do it yourself, so.
It's very true. There you go. We gotta see you better. Little tall there. Yeah. Okay. What is your favorite thing on the build?
Orange.
Okay. Well, besides that, do you have like a favorite
I do
part?
like the striker. Striker lift is super clean.
What do you like about it?
The lift?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, nobody really knows, right? So we're introducing the build on YouTube, so people are like, so talk about it. So like the 4.5-inch striker because.
The lift striker, they just always had good product.
Yeah. Okay. Would you say the ride quality is good? You enjoyed the way you rode it or drove in it yesterday?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it was a good ride.
Okay. Would you recommend?
Striker?
Yeah.
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 Definitely.
Okay. If you could do anything different next time, what would it be?
Well, there's so much.
Okay, number one thing.
Well, there's just parts of.
Go.
Per se, I guess I rushed it in the beginning and didn't pay attention to what I was taking apart and just took it apart. So.
Like organizing better?
No, I was super organized. I knew where everything was, but just like the leaf springs that came off your last truck are different than stock springs, which I didn't know. And then I looked at it. I didn't think about looking at it.
Would you say one of the biggest obstacles was it having already been built?
Well, that was if it was a brand new truck, it would have been. There was so much I had to come back and fix, just for it to be perfect for me.
Right. So that would probably be one of your biggest obstacles was.
Oh yeah, we took a built truck and rebuilt it.
Right. Well, it had already been.
It's been built two times before that.
Right. Yeah.
So.
If you could change anything on the build, what would it be?
Just the few little minor scratches I have in powder.
Okay. That's it? You wouldn't change like do different wheels or tires or the way it looks? You like the way it looks? A lot?
Yeah.
Okay. Any advice to people who want to build trucks?
Well, obviously this was one of the first times I had just like hopped into tearing the truck down and putting it all back together completely. So obviously coming into it with a level-headed head, knowing that it is a process and it's tedious.
What do you think would be something that would help somebody? Like,
is this somebody doing kind of what I did, where you all alone just hopping in, or is this somebody that is like under?
Yeah, I mean, all alone hopping in, just isn't like, would you recommend, like, keeping things organized? Is there something that you would do differently?
Organization is definitely key, knowing where everything's at. And where it goes.
So labeling and like how you did, putting things in boxes with labels. And do you think that helped you significantly?
Yeah, a messy shop is not, it's kind of like the product you produce. It's like what comes out of your shop.
Well, I'll tell y'all, Landon cleans every day at the end of the day, okay? He's in here sweeping and the dog's chasing him. That's how I know we're getting ready to
If you got a dirty shop, and what's coming out of your shop then?
Well, I can agree with that. So your biggest piece of advice probably would be to tell people to stay organized and to come into it with a level and patient head. This is not going to come together
definitely
overnight.
Have a plan in your head before you start.
Someone's a little bit so handsome. Your biggest takeaway from the whole thing?
The whole thing is a big takeaway. Like I would redo, if I was going to do it again, it would be so different than what I did in the beginning.
Would you think that would probably happen every time you build something? You would do something differently?
Well, you always learn, and there's always something to learn.
Do you feel that way every time you've worked on something? Yeah.
More knowledge.
So it wouldn't be a bad thing if somebody that was trying to get into it felt.
The biggest piece of advice is get out there and freaking do it.
Don't get discouraged.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to. And it's just what makes you better, I guess.
Okay. All right, so that wraps up our little Q&A with Landon on the 250. If anybody has any other questions, you're welcome to drop them in the comments, and we can do another part 2, even though he doesn't like to be interviewed. But he does it. He does it for me. If you are not already, please follow Wolf Customs LLC on Instagram, TikTok to hear from you, see you at a truck show. Make sure you check out our website, wolfcustomsllc.com, for merch and more. See you next time.